Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game, Season 2, Episode 50. Tonight is the night. NXT Takeover Respect. After tonight, we'll have just 6 or 7 episodes before NXT Takeover Legacy 2, our WrestleMania, which will be the Season 2 finale. But tonight, at NXT Takeover, we have one hell of a card. We have one heck of a show. It's going to be a long one, so let's get straight into the action. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. In a match in the pre-show that features some good action, but not on the whatchamay feet. Bayley and Candice LaRae defeat Dana Brooke and Emma in 8 minutes when Candice LaRae defeats Dana Brooke by pinfall with the Ballsplex. We're going to get straight into the second pre-show match now that will feature the Lucha Dragons versus Apollo Crews and Samoa Joe versus the Kingdom versus the Wolves, with the winner going on to face the winner of American Alpha and the Blake and Murphy Factor tonight in the main event of the first NXT Go Home show, which is next show. So let's see who faces him. And about that featured great action in average heat. Apollo Crews and Samoa Joe get the victory over the Lucha Dragons, Kingdom, and Wolves. With the Lucha Dragons, the Kingdom, and then the Wolves finally being eliminated, Apollo Crews and Samoa Joe will face the winner of tonight's main event championship match next week in the main event on NXT for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Let's get straight into the NXT TakeOver Respect card. The camera flips on, and the first video shown at NXT TakeOver Respect with Shinsuke Nakamura walking to the arena wheeling his bags. The crowd goes nuts. The camera then shifts to the backstage area, showing for the first time in months Balor Club with Doc Gallows, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Finn Balor. They are all business tonight. Triple H then hits the ring doing his "This is NXT" stick as the show opens, and we fade to ringside to Renee and Corey Graves. Welcome to NXT TakeOver Respect. Tonight we have a ton of massive matches, ton of title defenses, and we have the contract signing between Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. We're respecting our past, present, and our future, Renee, says Corey Graves. Tonight starts the road to Legacy 2, where in our Season 2 finale, everything that's played out this season will come to an end with a few surprises, I'm sure. Renee Young, I absolutely cannot wait. And coming up first, we're going to see a former women's champion, Asuka, try and get back in the title conversation, and she'll go one-on-one with Bayley to see who's the new NXT #1 contender to Sasha Banks or Charlotte's NXT Women's Championship after tonight. Corey Graves, I've been waiting for this match since it was out, Renee, and let's get straight into it. And about that featured great action and average heat. Bayley defeats Asuka in 16 minutes with the Bayley to Belly. Bayley is now the #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship. It's taken her 2 years to get there, guys, but it looks like she's finally gotten there. Will she be taking on the Boss or the genetically superior Charlotte? Corey Graves, Bayley's done it. Bayley's done it. Bayley will face the winner tonight of Sasha and Charlotte at TakeOver Legacy 2. Bayley's music begins to blare as Asuka has rolled out of the ring, allowing Bayley to take in the full sea of cheers that she's getting. Bayley celebrates with the fans before leaving to a chorus of cheers. We get a video hyping the return of Manifest Destiny now a few months ago when they turned on Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, breaking up the NWO Gold and going out on their own. We see the winning streaks they've been on, and Charlotte winning the NXT Women's Championship. We then came to the hype for their upcoming match featuring Manifest Destiny, Kevin Owens, and Big Cass against Itami and Neville, with the package focusing on Manifest Destiny, followed by Triple H's return and shots from last week's Legacy 1 match against Kevin Owens. We fade into the match. And about that featured great action and average heat, Kevin Owens and Big Cass defeated Tommy and Neville in 13 minutes when Owens defeats Hideo Itami by the package piledriver after a distraction from Carmella. So we get Manifest Destiny here at NXT TakeOver Respect with the victory over Itami and Neville. After having defeated Itami and Neville, Kevin Owens and Big Cass began to bigfoot around the ring as Itami began to leave. Owens can be heard screaming, "It's our destiny!" over and over and over again as he kicks the ropes and still amped from his big victory. All of a sudden, the lights dim, and while he was in a suit earlier, he's in a pair of jeans now with no shirt. That is which Triple H. Triple H begins to go down the ramp and towards the ring. Big Cass has slid out of the ring and sprinted to Triple H, who lays him out quickly with a few punches. Triple H now gets in the ring and Owens begins to kick him before he can get up, but Triple H has the advantage quickly now and hits his trademark knee drop. Triple H lays into Owens a bit more and more as he appeared to be setting up for the pedigree. Owens is pulled out of the ring by Big Cass. The two head up the ramp licking their wounds as Triple H celebrates as the fans are giving him the biggest pop of the night so far. Remember, it's Triple H and Kevin Owens as announced at NXT TakeOver 100 in a Hell in a Cell. We now go into a hype for Southern Style versus the Balor Club. We get into the angles where both teams went fisticuffs as well when the Balor Club jumps Southern Style. It's all coming to a head tonight as Southern Style takes on the Balor Club. And about that featured great action and average heat. Southern Style, James Storm, Scott Dawson, and Dash Wilder defeat the Balor Club, Doc, and the Young Bucks when James Storms defeat Nick Jackson by pinfall with a lung blower. The Dem Southern Boys storyline has advanced. It will be ending. And Southern Style, after being beaten up for quite a while now, finally get their victory over the Balor Club, ending their feud with Southern Style going over. The camera lights up now. We see Enzo Amore in the back. Enzo is pacing as he's coming up to the camera. Tonight is the night that the childhood dream is realized. You see, tonight, Mr. NXT, tonight Enzo Amore will become NXT Heavyweight Champion. Apparently, I should have left them scripted. Tonight, all that sweat, all those tears, all that literal blood. Cass, how you doing? He pauses, getting the reaction from the fans as he poking fun at Big Cass. All that hard work pays off because tonight, when the bell sounds, my arm is raised and the title is draped over my shoulders. The fans are going to be chanting, Enzo, Enzo, Enzo. You need to do what he said. The fans start chanting Enzo again. And when that happens, the Enzo Amore era will have officially been reined in. The scene ends with Enzo posing for the camera. Hype man persona non grata. Enzo and Mr. NXT tonight for the NXT Gold. So Enzo Amore here, getting hyped up for his match. And about that featured great action and average heat, though, Bo Dallas defeats Tyler Breeze in 10 minutes with a springboard bulldog. Looks like Bo Dallas needs a character change. He hasn't had one since season 1, so that's fine. My ratings are fairly low here for this show. I'm thinking a lot of it has to do with momentum. My wrestlers have been losing momentum lately, but I think that has to do with the industry falling. So I was close to national, and I'm kind of stuck where I'm at right now because of the momentum for all my characters have been kind of so-so. All right, the fans boo now as Alexa Bliss with Megan Murphy show on the screen pairing for their NXT Tag Team title shot against American Alpha tonight. The camera then quickly shifts backstage to another part of the arena. And through a chorus of cheers, American Alpha, Chad Gable, and Jason Jordan show up on the screen getting ready themselves. NXT Championship match tonight, still to come, with Blake and Murphy taking on American Alpha. A video now plays hyping the NXT TakeOver Respect NXT Women's Championship match between the champion and member of Manifest Destiny, Charlotte, defending the women's title against the woman she beat, Sasha Banks. It goes into the feud, shows the attacks by Charlotte on Sasha, Sasha fighting back and overcoming, only to finally lose her NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver 100. Tonight, the rematch. I don't understand why this is the 52. I'm absolutely confused. And about that featured great action and average heat, Charlotte defeats Sasha Banks in 18 minutes by pinfall after a distraction from Paige. Charlotte makes her defense of her number 1 title. Apparently the match needed to be a lot shorter. I guess that's on me. But Charlotte gets the victory here with the help of Paige. Paige. What is she doing back in NXT? Corey Graves. I'm not sure, Renee, but by the looks of it, she has an issue with the boss. As Charlotte has her hand raised and is handed the NXT Women's Championship, she slides out of the ring while staring at Paige to make sure she isn't attacked and slowly walks up the ramp. Sasha is slowly coming to, and Paige walks up and screams, "This is my house!" in her face and locks in the Paige tap out. It begins to wrench hard as Sasha Banks, who fights for a moment but is moving and tapping all over the place. The fans begin to boo at the ever-loving shit out of Paige, and it takes referees to finally get Paige to let go of Sasha Banks. Paige plays to the crowd to a sea of boos as she kicks Sasha Banks in the head as Sasha has just tried to get up before leaving the ring to no music and an ungodly amount of boos. Paige returns, costing Sasha Banks her NXT Championship Women's title shot again against Charlotte. She gets the loss. She will not be getting another title shot in the near future. Charlotte had that match in tow anyways, but Paige coming out really just made it quite impossible for her to pick up the victory, and Paige has returned, attacking Sasha Banks. Now, In the match, that's some good action, but average heat. American Alpha defeats Blake and Murphy in 13 minutes when Chad Gable defeats Blake by pinfall with the Alpha Alpha Alpha. We had Alexa Bliss accidentally hit the Blake and Murphy factor, while she did successfully distract Gable and Jordan. She accidentally hit Blake and Murphy, and the victory for American Alpha all but cements their legacy so far here in NXT as a great pair of fighting champions as they make the 5th title defense. William Regal is now standing in the ring as the fans are chanting and cheering with battle chants for Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. Ladies and gentlemen, says Regal, Shinsuke Nakamura. The fans cheer and turn their attention to the ramp. The lights dim, and Shinsuke Nakamura's music hits, and the fans begin to chant and cheer for him louder than anyone else they have tonight. Nakamura makes his way down the ramp and towards the ring doing his usual stick when he gets a massive Nakamura chant going. He gets into the ring and sidesteps the table with pieces of paper and pen on them and shakes William Regal's hand before bowing to the NXT fans. Ladies and gentlemen, says William Regal, now shifting, the man who will be facing Shinsuke Nakamura at NXT TakeOver Legacy 2, Finn Balor. The fans boo and turn their attention to the ramp. The lights turn off and the heartbeat begins as the smoke fills the arena. Finn Balor shows up on the ramp to a chorus of boo with some cheers, and slowly begins to make his way down the ramp and to the ring doing his usual stick. Balor makes it to the ring, slides in, looking around as the fans boo, then cheer, then boo again. Mostly boo, but some cheers. Balor stands across and goes straight up to the table and signs a piece of paper and drops it on the floor as the fans cheer. Well, that was easier than I thought, he says with Shinsuke. Nakamura wrenches his neck with his parted smile and signs the contract as well. There you have it, says William Regal, grabbing the closing notebook, which has a signed NXT contract in it. At NXT TakeOver Legacy 2, it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Finn Balor. A "This is awesome" chant breaks out before William Regal can talk away. "This is awesome" chant breaks out, and before William Regal can talk again, Nakamura and Balor have the same idea and toss the table to the side before both going into business for themselves, slamming one another with punches and slaps to the head and the body. Regal doesn't try and stop it this time and gets out of the ring as Nakamura and Balor have begun exchanging holds and now both continue to reverse out beneath one another, showing their wrestling prowess. Nakamura goes for a kick, which Balor ducks and reverses with a knee to the face, sending Nakamura square to his ass. Finn Balor pauses for a moment, which allows Nakamura to kick him in the face from his seat, which sends Balor to the ground, in which Nakamura jumps up at the instant he falls, and the two are rolling out of the ring now. Nakamura is up first and goes for Balor, who ducks and kicks Nakamura. Balor then runs at Nakamura, who ducks and sends Balor into the barricade. Nakamura continues with Sif Song-style punches until Balor catches Nakamura and sweeps his leg under, sending him to the mat. Nakamura now is shoved against the barricade and is being hit and slammed into it as the fans boo at Balor, getting the upper hand. Balor taunts and stiffly nails Nakamura into the face, which sends him into La La Land. Balor backs up for a moment, looks around, sprints, and leaps at Nakamura, who leaves causing Balor in the air to get his legs caught on the barricade and flip over onto the floor. Balor is now down in pain as Nakamura just stares at him posing on the ring step as Balor rolls around, ending the segment. Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, it's happening. NXT TakeOver Legacy 2, our WrestleMania, the finale for Season 2, it's happening. Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, and about that featured great action and average heat. Surprisingly, of course, my highest rated match ever. Sami Zayn defeats Baron Corbin in 13 minutes with a springboard tornado DDT. Sami Zayn gets the victory over Baron Corbin here. The camera cuts to find Paige in the backstage area now with a bag, apparently on her way out. Tom Phillips! Paige. He says, jogging up to her microphone. What are you doing back in NXT? Why did you attack Sasha? Paige stops and turns around to look at Tom. I guess you'll just have to wait and tune into NXT to find out like everyone else, Tom. Paige seductively flips her hair and walks away with an angry look on her face as the camera pans on Tom Phillips' face before cutting away. So Paige is going to be having to answer for what happened, but it's not going to be here. It's not going to be tonight. Mr. NXT is shown walking down a backstage hallway on his way to the ring as the main event is coming up next. Enzo Amore now is shown sitting backstage getting ready for that same match. A video plays airing Enzo Amore's journey to get here. His split with Big Cass, his trio of matches, ending in a victory in the first blood match that sent him to the Money in the Bank match in which he won. A match that in which he won, it shows him winning, coming out and challenging him for the title match tonight before Sami Zayn stopped him. It shows him going to do the honorable thing as a face should do, and challenging him mano a mano. It then shows Mr. NXT, his winning the NXT Television Championship, his winning the NXT Money in the Bank ladder match, and cashing in on Sami Zayn to become champion. It then shows him having to give up the light heavyweight championship cost the tournament. It then shows him winning the Money in the Bank, winning the trios with the Wolves and retaining against Bo Dallas. It hypes all the segments and all the angles between Enzo and himself because the match is next. The main event is next. Enzo Amore's journey, his rise to the top of NXT. Does it supplant tonight the NXT main event for the NXT Heavyweight Championship at NXT Takeover? Respect is coming up now. Enzo Amore challenging Mr. NXT. And in about that featured great action and average heat, Mr. NXT defeats Enzo Amore in 16 minutes by pinfall with a Hangman's Clutch facebuster. Mr. NXT makes his second defense of his NXT Heavyweight Championship. They're both tired towards the end. Well, that's not great. My fucking main event, I should have, damn, my match was not, my main event rating is not great. Either way, the story that I'm telling is the more important part here, folks. Mr. NXT over Enzo Amore, crushing his dreams cleanly in the middle of the ring, and Mr. NXT gets the victory tonight here at NXT TakeOver Respect. Mr. NXT is celebrating the ring. Enzo Amore can't believe that he lost, but he did. He'll have to go back to the drawing board because tonight Mr. NXT remains on top of the NXT mountain. A 64 rating, which is decent. It increased everything in 40 ratings, but it's a little disappointing considering we had a 72 for the last show. So we're going to go Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin since they what's going on here? Since they did a lot of, they had the best match. All right, whatever. And we'll go Mr. NXT. Anyways, this was NXT TakeOver Respect. I don't care if I got a lower rating than I was expecting. I absolutely loved how all these angles absolutely set up the biggest show of the year, Legacy 2. And folks, it's going to be a big and wild show. All the angles, all the feuds are going to conclude. I hope you're ready because I got some other surprises for you on the way. The go-home show, the first go-home show, NXT, will feature a couple surprises as well. I'm just excited for the Season 2 to end and get on to Season 3, which I have another major arc that I'm going to run. But anyways, this was NXT The Game, Season 2, Episode 50, NXT TakeOver Respect. Thank you for watching, everyone. It's been a very long show.